Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Welcome back. Today we're watching 100 car batteries wired in parallel from Styropyro. If you like content like this, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And we're just gonna jump straight in, okay? Oh wait, let me kill the music first. Sorry, YouTube. Let me kill the music first. Really love the Aussie lemonade ones. Those ones are good.
This video is sponsored by AnyDesk. You ever wake up in the morning and ask yourself, what happens when you wire 100 car batteries in parallel?
I wonder that every single day. I'm glad he's going to answer all of my most asked questions. And thank you for the head pats.
If so, you're in luck because that's exactly what I'll be doing today. By wiring all these in parallel, the voltage is going to be the same as a single battery, which is just a bit over 12 volts. Now I realize this seems lame compared to what I usually show on this channel, but you see, this isn't a video about high voltage. Oh no.
Oh no, this is a video about how to torture people apparently, okay? You're gonna attach the nips to the car batteries.
Fire today. See that rating right there? That's how much current this battery can deliver for 30 seconds in freezing temps, and that's 850 amps. So, by wiring 100 of these in parallel, we're looking at 85,000 amps. Of course, cable and contact resistance is going to limit that somewhat, but I'm curious to see just how ridiculously high the current can get here. I mean, it's one thing to produce thousands.
Chat, I feel like I gotta provide important context to why I chose to watch this video today. As I was scrolling his YouTube video to find a couple videos to watch today, I saw that he has purchased 300 more car batteries to wire up. Okay, so at some point, I hope to see a video of this man wiring 400 car batteries together. Thank you for the head pats, by the way. I love head pats.
Of amps for a tiny fraction of a second. But what does it look like when you make even more than that over a few seconds? In fact, I'm hoping to achieve the currents seen in a lightning strike with these batteries. The most daunting engineering task for this project was coming up with a way to switch these massive currents, particularly one that can break the circuit when tens of thousands of amps are flowing through it. I settled on modifying a log splitter, mostly because it can rip apart contacts that weld themselves together.
Huh.
Now the best part about this switch is that you load it like a crossbow. So let me show you this beautiful mechanism here. So I gotta yank this back while feeding it this pin. It's not very easy. Let me just show you.
Hold on, I'm sorry, Baka, that got me, dude. That fucking got me. He could charge so many eels with those batteries. It's crazy.
Okay, so now it's loaded, and I have to feed this actuator so it can yank out that pin. Let me just show you. You can see the actuator there that yanks out that pin. So now, when I hit this yeet switch, those contacts slam together.
Ooh.
And then if I have some
I don't know why that jump scared me. I'm jumpy tonight.
Catastrophic failure and need to kill power, I just press this frick button here to rip apart those plates. Oh, and I also have to yank the string at the same time. Seems safe enough, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Now, I don't want to bore you with numbers, but I feel like it's important to give you a sense of the crazy scale that I'm dealing with here. That bank holds an incredible 320 megajoules of energy. That means that if one of those batteries fails short, the energy equivalent of 500 cars...
Hang on, we're gonna pause it. Hey, mods, can you guys pause Daily Bamboo for me? It's broken and I can't fix it right now, pretty please.
Screaming down the highway would get dumped into it all at once, which would probably make a sizable crater. I really hope that doesn't happen. Now I could go on and on about how clinically insane this is, but I should let the rest of the video do the talking here. I will say that you definitely shouldn't play with car batteries. I mean, even one can mess you up if you abuse it enough. So yeah, don't try this at home. For the first test, I'm going to try a piece of 1/4-inch threaded steel rod. This should be easy to melt, but the small size will probably limit the current somewhat. Here we go.
Ooh.
What? It looks like the connection broke there. I mean, it is only 12 volts, so nearly anything can break the circuit here. I went ahead and smacked the threads with a hammer a bit to hopefully give more area of contact. Here we go.
Oh, yo. Of course it ignited.
It was slower than I hoped, but I did like the green flames from the zinc plating burning off. Here I have a 3/8-inch threaded rod. Now this has over double the area of the last rod, so it should pass quite a bit more current. Here we go.
Dude said, fuck professional fireworks shows. He's putting on one in his own backyard.
Look at that. Wow.
Dude, that melted.
Cool. I think that one was just as fast, if not faster. Let's try zapping some ferrocerium. Now this is the metal alloy that makes up modern lighter flints.
Ooh.
And it makes a bunch of sparks when it's ground down. I'm hoping it makes even more sparks with these batteries. Here we go.
Squints. Oh, yo, that was crazy. That was actually really pretty, though. I like the sparks.
Oh, it just exploded. Maybe a bigger rod will give even more sparks. There we go. Ha! I'll take that as a yes. Unfortunately, it didn't actually burn all the way through there. Gosh, it's just so hard to keep contact with the voltage being so low. Maybe I just need more weight. This is a kilogram ingot of bismuth metal. It's super dense and melty, so I'm hoping it will keep enough contact to melt all the way through.
Dude's got just a random kilogram of fucking bismuth metal on him. That's crazy.
Alright, here we go. Well, that was messy.
Yo, did you see how much that splattered? What doesn't this man have? That's so valid. Dude's got literally everything in his garage. Wait, I wanted to see the splatter. Hold on.
It will keep enough contact to melt all the way through. Alright, here we go.
Yo, that melted literally everywhere.
Well, that was messy. It splattered molten metal all over the place, although a lot of it was unmelted. It still made a nice puddle, though.
Ooh.
Plus, the oxide layer on the remaining ingot is super colorful.
Oh, yo, that's pretty. Wait, that was really pretty. Hold on, go back. Oh, I can't do that. Hold on.
It is super colorful.
Yo, that blue is so fucking pretty. Look at that.
I want to try zapping this half-inch bolt, but this time I'm going to measure the current through it by looking at the voltage drop across the cables. Here we go.
Ooh. Yo, that
It
melted.
took a while for it to secure contact, but once it did, it melted pretty quickly. The oscillogram is noisy, but once it made full contact, there was a drop of about 180 millivolts there. Now this is across a mere 16 millionths of an ohm, which means the current there was about 11,000 amps. Not bad.
Yo.
Let's give this saw blade a try. It's nice and flat and conductive.
Hey, dude, fucking just got, okay, random saw blade coming in. Bismuth crystals are really pretty. I love bismuth. I used to use the spring to wrap the in lighters, heat it up red hot, and smash.
It should
Damn.
pass a substantial amount of current.
Y'all crazy. I was too scared to play with fire when I was a kid. Or electricity. Ooh.
It certainly burned through quickly. I was hoping it would explode or something. Oh well.
I like the sparks from that igniting kind of also looked like a saw blade.
Current there was higher, a peak of 15,000 amps. Now that's probably near the limit without making some modifications to the circuit. Now if I can do 15 kiloamps for a few seconds, now that would be pretty crazy. And it might be possible with this 3/4 inch bolt here. Here we go.
Ooh.
You know, for as easy as it is for wires to short when you don't want them to, it's been bafflingly difficult to hold a short across these batteries. Everything just keeps blowing out of place. I've tried using all sorts of clamps and different materials, but the results are all the same. Everything breaks contact. So this bank is scary. However, its voltage is not.
Okay, chat.
That's why
I want to
predict.
mention once more. That somewhere this man has he has 300 more car batteries than what's currently here. Currently, as of me watching this video, he posted on his YouTube community tab that he has acquired 300 more car batteries. And this thing's already putting out a crazy amount of electricity. So imagine the future video that's going to be coming.
And not feel anything. And besides, at only 15,000 amps, I haven't even hit the current of the average lightning strike yet. Are you telling me some clouds can do better than 100 car batteries?
So,
Yes.
is it time to throw all these batteries in the ocean?
No.
Nope, not yet. I think using a higher voltage will overcome these problems, so I rewired the bank for a series parallel arrangement. Now there are chains of 5 batteries in series, then all of those are wired in parallel. This makes the fully charged bank sit at a little over 60 volts. Let's start the 60 volt experiments with another 3/8 inch steel rod. Here we go.
Holy,
Heck.
that exploded!
Holy heck.
The slow-mo shows something astonishing here. The rod heated so quickly that its zinc coating boiled off faster than it could burn. And then when the rod finally exploded, it left a cloud of greenish plasma as the zinc vapor reacted with
Yo, the fucking sparks are crazy,
the
dude.
oxygen in the air. Comparing this to what happened at 12 volts, it's clear there's substantially more current at 60 volts. Sure enough, I clocked a peak of 30,000 amps, which so happens to be the current
That's crazy, dude. Dude's actually trying to stop hearts
the
and kill
average
people out
lightning
here.
strike. I still think I can do better, though. Let's see what happens when I try a 1/2 inch bolt.
Sparks every. Oh my! It just exploded.
Heh, I guess those little clamps weren't enough. I've upgraded to some big boy clamps this time, so hopefully this does the job.
Damn.
Dude, it just explodes.
I'll take that as a no.
Yeah, that bolt really does not want to stay in those blocks. In fact, let's take a look here. Yeah, look at that. It just leaves a big crater splattering molten steel and copper. Wow. Let's see if quad clamping it will hold it in place.
No. It just exploded the opposite way, dude. That's crazy.
Heck. This was easier at 12 volts. What's going on here? Slow-mo shows the increased current has introduced a new problem. These blocks are getting ripped apart by the gayest force field in physics.
Oh yeah,
the
hold on.
magnetic
I just
field.
realized subtitles are on again. Why are closed captions on again?
Now what's so gay about magnets? It turns out, opposites don't always attract like you might think. Yeah, when you consider magnetic dipoles, north attracts south and vice versa. However, if you look at currents that give rise to those fields, you'll see the reverse happens to them. Opposite currents repel, and like currents attract. Now this has a lot of interesting consequences in physics. It's why lightning pinches itself
Ooh.
into a fine streamer, and it's also the basis of experimental Z-pinch fusion reactors. In this circuit, it causes the aligned cables to bunch up, while repelling the cables carrying current in the opposite direction, and this is what's ripping apart the copper blocks. In an attempt to fix this issue, I brought in 2 of the leading experts in crackhead engineering, Alan Pan and the Backyard Scientist.
Yo, hold on. I'm gonna write that down so I can check out their channels next too. Bet. Fuck off, OneDrive.
So, you can see I've already tried blowing this thing up before, but like, the current is so gigantic and the magnetic field is so huge that like it doesn't want to stay on the block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna see what this does.
Yeah, it's like you may not be safe, but like we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it.
You may not be safe.
That's like an
You
inch.
may not be safe, but we'll do it is a crazy disclaimer. I'm gonna start fucking adding that to my chat, dude. Backyard Scientist makes fun stuff. Bet we'll definitely check them out.
Oh yeah, it's
out
literally
soon.
an inch thick. We're gonna take this bad boy.
Oh, so that just, oh my god.
But the thing is, these huge clamps, they're not enough. It's not. It's the forces and currents are just so big.
Just have one guy hold each side. Brilliant.
This last clamp on. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. This is completely insane.
is
deranged. This is
Oh, it's-
like, this
so
is
You
bad.
know what?
Just-
Dude's got a log cabin back there. Homie has a log cabin for a house. I'd be so scared I'd light that bitch on fire.
All right, everyone ready?
yeah. Ready?
All right, here we go.
Oh!
See, it blew out of there again. It blew it out. Do you see that? How that was? Do you see the brown smoke?
Yeah.
That's copper vapor.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
That was like
Maybe they should consider also putting on gas masks. I like that they have goggles. But they're also in t-shirts and shorts, which make me a little nervous
Like a
with all the
firework
explosions.
from
Like it
Hell.
all shot out sideways.
Yeah, but the contact broke in like, fraction of a second.
Wait, is it safe to look up close?
Sorta.
So the bolt is actually still there.
Yeah, so that's the problem here, is the,
It just moves it across, like.
yeah, so there's two issues. So it explodes, and, but also the magnetic field is all opposing and it yanks it apart. So like, it barely held on. Like, how would you fix this? Like, how would you guys, find a way to actually keep things on the block and blow up? How would you do it?
I think I could do it.
How would you do it?
I could do it.
Oh, you could, yeah.
Oh, just
Oh,
hold
you
it
just hold it in
strong.
place, of course, yeah.
Dude, I don't know. Could you
Oh,
just
man.
like drill some holes in the copper blocks and like through bolt it to a piece of wood or something like a 2x6 and just like
I don't think wood's a good. I mean, they could prove me wrong. They know more about this than I do, but I don't think wood's a good solution
just
here.
force them in
Maybe.
position.
You might be able to.
I feel like you don't want to keep everything in position. I'm scared, like, if
Yeah.
everything was locked down, I'm scared of what could happen.
Sure,
Oh,
sure.
Like,
God.
But like, I want to see that bolt explode. I
Like
want to see
red
it
hot,
explode.
and
Yes.
like, yeah.
And melt. Yeah.
He's very honest.
Kind of bolted them to a piece of wood, like on the same piece of wood, right?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, okay, that's what you were saying.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you have the whole
Yeah, it's
mechanism
like
and
it's
bolted
like
together.
one piece of wood.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I was just expecting like melting and explosive stuff, but not a magnetic force. That's insane. I do like the block of wood idea.
It's a German word for horror and respect.
Oh, yeah.
whatever that word
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Before attempting to bolt everything down to a block of wood, we decided to stick a couple cans of 1,2-dimethylethane on the apparatus.
All right. You ready for this?
I'm ready. I don't usually wear safety goggles.
Yeah, you should
Ready?
be wearing a lot more than just
Alright,
safety
here we
goggles, my
go.
dude. These dudes got me scared for them. Yo, that was a crazy explosion. What the fuck? I can see why it was most replayed. I want to see that again, chat.
I don't usually wear safety goggles.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
It just erupted into a ball of flames. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Oh, it's still alive.
I'm gonna clear it off, alright?
Oh, it's gonna spark. Be careful.
Okay.
I would not be touching anything near this. Dude, especially after it exploded. Ain't no fucking way, dude.
That was all the can.
Wow. We tried sticking a can upright with the hope that it would act like a rocket. It turns out this worked just a little too well.
It's gone. Yo, did that fire back at them? Did that fire at them?
Whoa! It did right there. Holy- wow.
Whoa, it came right at us.
Wow.
These fireballs were cool and all, but they also had the function of clearing out some of that annoying grass out in front of the batteries. I went ahead and mounted everything to a big block of wood. Now let's try another 1/2-inch bolt.
Here we go.
Explode.
Yes. Wow. It just exploded off of there.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, look at it. Dude, chat. Look at it. It's glowing red hot. Oh my god, I'm ragdolling. It's glowing red hot. That's crazy.
Terrifying. Wow, look at the remnants of that bolt there. You're welded on there. Wow, it looks like it took about 1/4 of a second for that to melt through. And yeah, it peaked at over 40,000 amps. That is insane.
The slow-mo shows two powerful magnetic effects here. There are the cables in back violently pinching themselves into a bundle, and also, there's the broken bolt fragment getting launched outward due to the magnetic forces on it. Well, if the 1/2-inch bolt melts now, maybe the 3/4-inch bolt will melt too.
Yo. I was just about to say that bitch is just gonna explode. It ain't gonna melt.
It melted through. Wow, that is really
Oh,
melted
wow.
on there. Interesting how it like hollowed out the nut there. Jeez.
I like hollow nuts.
Jeez.
Yeah, dude, I don't think you're getting it off like that. I think you're gonna need some serious force to get it off.
I don't know if that one's coming off. My goodness. Yeah, that liquid steel really bonded to the copper there. Okay, there it goes.
Wait, I want to see.
Gee.
Yo, that's crazy. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it.
It's funny, because as I keep trying bigger loads, sparks get launched further and further,
Raxmax, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're having a wonderful day.
even beyond where I'm hiding for these shots. I figured these tests would be intense, but they're already beyond my
Yo.
expectations.
That's an insane shot with all the particles and smoke.
This one's gonna be pretty crazy, I think. There's that bismuth ingot that I couldn't melt earlier. Here we go.
It just exploded.
Huh. I thought its own weight would be enough to hold it down, but clearly not. So I've used these spring clamps to hold it down now. Here we go.
It sounded like a firework going off, dude.
Holy heck.
I just gotta pause to commentate on the fact that I love every time he's gotta fucking censor himself. He just does a little voiceover with heck. Yes, the highly anticipated upcoming game, Hollow Nut Silk Dong. Thank you, Crane.
Huge mushroom
I'm glad
cloud.
you get me.
There's not much of this thing left. It just splattered and vaporized all over the place. Wow.
I also managed to spray molten metal on the lenses of 2 of my cameras with that run. Oops. At this point in the video, pretty much all the footage is terrifying, but even so, this is probably the scariest shot so far. The batteries managed to take nearly an entire kilogram.
I'm just fascinated. Chat, like, honestly, I'm just fascinated with this. Like, there's something about the sparky boom makes my brain happy.
Of metal and turn it into a cloud of vapor and liquid in a second. The droplets being shot out are so hot that they're burning in air, leaving little trails of smoke while raining burning molten metal on everything around it. Afterwards, I found bits of metal splattered on the trees, the sides of my shop, and even the table I was hiding behind. The impressive pyrotechnic display of the bismuth convinced me to try a stick of titanium as well.
Yo. It just exploded. Oh, look at it. Look at... Oh, wait, I wasn't fast enough on the draw, chat. It's just a flame. It's just a flame right here in the grass, dude. That's crazy.
Titanium is used in fireworks for making bright white sparks. And it turns out, it makes these
Ooh.
beautiful sparks when being zapped by 100 car batteries as well. Who would have guessed? In engineering, there's something called a crowbar circuit, and it's used to
Crowbar
prevent an
circuit?
overvoltage from killing the rest of the device. Now, it got its name because it shorts the power supply, much like if you were to take a crowbar and throw it across the power rails. Now, I think it'd be fun to try the literal interpretation of this circuit. I decided to start with a smaller crowbar here first.
I bet it's just gonna fucking explode, chat. It's gonna explode everywhere. Just like me. It was a very pretty explosion.
Holy heck. That like came all the way back here.
Do y'all think he moved out in the middle of nowhere because he was afraid of lighting everybody on fire? Because I think that's that's my headcanon now.
Dodge it.
This one gave a really cool oscillating effect as the crowbar kept breaking and then regaining contact, which made the resulting explosions especially violent. I threw in the bigger crowbar and this one burned through even faster.
Here we go. Oh wow, the head of that crowbar. Oh my gosh, I just stepped on that and about burned through my shoe. Jeez.
Yo, dude, don't put your foot back on it, please.
Oh yeah, that's hot. Well anyway, I was saying how the head of that crowbar there is just welded onto that. It's flattened and melted down. It's insane.
I tossed some magnets in the middle of the wire loop there, and you can see them jump once
Magnets?
the current starts. And yeah, I put my camera way too close for this shot. Now something that sticks out to me here is when the crowbar finally burns through, and it shoots out a big plasma fireball.
Ooh.
My bet is that inductive kickback is playing a role here. I figure zapping a couple wrenches ought to be fun. Where's the leak, ma'am? Let's start with a small one.
That felt fucking weird. My dude, don't Don't ever, please. Thanks.
All right, here we go. This big one should be nice and scary.
Definitely big and scary.
Wow, that one got real toasty.
Did he melt a clamp?
Look how welded that thing is on there.
Did he melt a clamp there? It looks like it. Chat, see?
Right here I have the biggest bolt that I could find at the hardware store. It's an inch in diameter and 10 inches long. I think this should be fun to zap with the car
Just like my cock, chat. Same size as my cock.
batteries. This is going to be crazy. I hope those clamps survive. Did that melt all the way through? So, it just melted the steel around the threads there. That's crazy. I didn't see that happen with the smaller bolts. So that's what kept it from melting all the way through. It's just floating in the middle. All right, I'm gonna try it with the without the nut, just the bare bolt in there.
Bear bolt.
Here we go.
Dude, that was a crazy explosion. Whoa.
Whoa! That was so loud. I don't even know what exploded there. It was the fuses that blew. Look at that. They melted straight through.
Oh my god, they did.
Wow, that drew over 45,000 amps, and it did it for over a second. Well, at least before the fuses exploded. That is bonkers.
I'm actually glad that the fuses exploded here, because it gives a cross-reference for the currents I'm measuring. The Priest fuse current equation predicts that a bank of 10 6-gauge wires in parallel will last a second at 50,000 amps before exploding. And that's pretty much what I just saw. I'm only surprised how loud it was. I upgraded the fuses to 4-gauge, but at this point the batteries are really being abused. So I'm going to do some other experiments before trying the big bolt again.
You're probably wondering how well this battery bank works as a plasma cutter. Well, I am too, honestly.
Dude's about to cut a fucking microwave in half with this plasma cutter. Dude, that's crazy.
There's only one way to find out.
Dude, it sounds like a gun.
Wow. That works even better than I expected. Well, the ground connection melted there, so now I just have it sitting on that copper block. Let's give that another go.
I'm gonna be so honest. I would not want to stand this close to that. That's fucking scary. His microwave kill count gotta be in the triple digits by now. Oh my god, definitely.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. Let's try that with some steel that's a bit thicker. Oh, jeez.
Still melting. It looks like it's melting right. Yeah, it's definitely melting right through.
Come on. All right, let's try that again. I just want to cut it in half. Yeah, it's close enough. Well, actually, on second thought, let's cut it in half the other way.
I just think this dude likes to just explode things. That's just his shtick. I'm convinced he just likes to blow things up.
Wow. Wow. That was wild. Got a few sparks in my head there. Wow, that was fun. I've sprinkled some magnetite there inside that loop of wire. That way you can visualize the magnetic field.
Show me. Yo, that's
Yeah, it really sticks to
insane.
those cables.
I've placed the wire loop below a plastic tray for this shot. It's crazy how quickly the magnetite orients itself near the wire. But then again, the magnetic field here is probably a solid fraction of a Tesla. By attaching some LEDs to a coil of wire and placing it near the cables, I can get some rudimentary transformer action. Those LEDs are being wirelessly powered by the alternating magnetic field. I have this big old SCR here, which is a type of solid-state switch. I want to try popping it with the batteries.
Dude, dude just likes explosions. I'm convinced. Oh.
As expected, nothing happens yet because the SCR is off and it holds back the battery voltage. Now let's do a little trolling and apply a signal to the gate.
Ooh, I don't know why that jump scared me.
It's funny because I'm used to silicon dying when looking at it wrong since I'm terrible at electronics. However, the SCR was unaffected by this. The explosion was actually just the cables popping out of the contacts because they're only jammed in there. Let's give that another try.
Oh man, now he's got it bolted. He's locked the fuck in.
Wait, are you serious?
Where did it explode from? The connection? Right here?
I don't think that... What? I think it melted the bolt first.
Much to my amazement, the magnetic field shredded the whole setup before there was enough time for the SCR to pop, conducting an astonishing 45,000 amps and snapping one of the
Jesus.
mounting bolts in the process. That is one tough piece of silicon. I mounted everything back in the wooden block to keep it in place. Let's try that again.
I do gotta comment on how well the wooden block is holding up. I definitely thought that bitch would have burnt to a crisp by now. Yo, that's
It
crazy.
turns out, the SCR had already failed short from the previous run, which is why it immediately blew up when the battery voltage was applied. This breaker says it can stop a 10 kiloamp fault. We'll see about that.
Alright, let's see how well this circuit breaker holds up.
Oh, it's gonna explode. Be careful.
Did it trip?
I won't lie, when it tripped, it fucking jump scared me.
Oh, let's see here. So it shows that it had a fault, but it may have actually worked. It may have actually stopped that. It did. Or did it not? I think it's still alive. Let's try it again.
Bro, how? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's welded to it now. But it still tripped the circuit. That's impressive. I wasn't expecting that.
I zapped
Yo,
some
I actually wasn't expecting the circuit to work either. I thought definitely that bitch would just ignite like everything else has thus far.
magnesium, but the results weren't that impressive, relatively speaking. It melted too easily near the contact points and prevented burn through. So, I decided to try manually keeping contact.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh, pretty.
That is crazy.
Let's try the same thing with ferrocerium.
Dude, the fucking molten scrap everywhere. The molten scrap metal all over the ground, all around his little setup is so
That
funny.
is crazy.
Let's try the same
Look at it. It's just splattered everywhere, bro. That's
thing
so
with
funny.
ferrocerium.
Yeah, it's like that one explodes a bit softer than the magnesium did. That's cool. In fact, I bet ya. Where's my science machete?
Your science machete.
Oh, that's fun.
I think titanium should be even
Yo, dude's so fucking cool. He's got a science machete. That's wild.
more impressive since it has such a high melting point.
Oh, jeez.
Boom, boom.
Wow.
I should perhaps consider putting a flash
That's how to
warning.
light the entire yard on fire. I love it. All right, the titanium flamethrower. Yes, I got it.
What are you igniting there? What did you put down in your yard to set a flame there, my dude?
Oh, good, I got it. Huh, nice. Before light bulbs were a thing, there was something called a carbon arc lamp that was pretty much just an electric candle. Well, I want to try making one with my batteries.
I've connected a couple chonky graphite rods to some cable.
Ooh.
I'm gonna try initiating an arc by tapping them together.
Oh. Oh, that sounds crazy. It's really satisfying.
Wow, that is incredibly bright. I smell like nitrogen oxides or something from that.
Is that something you should be sniffing?
I'm gonna apply a really heavy neutral density filter. That way you can hopefully see what that arc looks like.
Can't see shit, homie. Can't see shit, but the sound effect is amazing.
Now it's hard to tell, but that arc's actually getting huge. It's like hitting the ground there. That's not just from the splatter from the burning electrodes. The arc is gigantic. The magnetic field keeps throwing it around.
Yo, the light pattern. Yo, that's crazy, chat. The fucking light streaks are crazy.
I can feel the heat radiating back on me. It's ridiculous.
I think it's time to revisit the huge bolt that I couldn't
Big
melt
bolt,
earlier.
let's go.
Alright, I've got a fresh new 1-inch bolt in there. Hopefully this time will be the charm. Here we go.
Here we go.
Yes! Oh, it melted. Oh, look at that. It finally burned through.
Oh my god, he did
Wow.
it, chat. He achieved his
There's
dream.
so much heat coming off of that right now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the radiation coming off of that bolt lit that wood on fire. Wow.
And the wood is aflame. I'm surprised it took him this long to light the wood actually on fire, though. I really thought that bitch would burn up as soon as they suggested he did that.
That thing got hot.
I clocked a peak of just a hair under 50,000 amps there. That's quite a bit more than the average lightning strike, and for a much longer duration too. Total circuit power there was on the order of 3 megawatts.
You should not be measuring anything in mega for a YouTube video, Drake.
I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
Who gave you these batteries?
Any desk. Yeah. It was their idea.
Any desk gave him the batteries is crazy.
It's insane. That's right. This video is sponsored by AnyDesk. In fact, this entire video was their idea, which definitely makes them my
For reference, I willed at 30 amps. Oh my god, hi Shonen, that's crazy. This dude's this dude's insane.
coolest sponsor.
So, what is AnyDesk? AnyDesk gives you lightning fast connection to all your devices.
For example, I don't even need to be near this terrifying battery bank when I want to blow something up with it.
I can walk into an Arby's 1,000 miles from my lab and remotely fire the batteries in a tiny fraction of a second.
Why would you want to do that?
I love the future. AnyDesk
Also,
isn't
who
only
eats at
useful for
Arby's?
shorting 100
Do you guys enjoy Arby's? Because I hate Arby's.
car batteries. You can remotely control and manage all your devices with low latency and on low bandwidth. The other guys are notorious for being laggy at the worst possible times, but AnyDesk is always
Casually
lightning
lighting a
fast.
PC on fire
If
is
you're
crazy.
cursed by being the most tech-proficient member of your family or friend group, well, AnyDesk can save you time and frustration there too.
You can remotely support loved ones from wherever you want to be. AnyDesk is free for personal use and offers business plans that are custom tailored to your IT and work from home needs.
Download AnyDesk now at anydesk.com/styro.
So yeah, a big thank you to AnyDesk for sponsoring this video.
Oh, I gotta say, it took a lot longer to make this video than I expected.
Oh,
Now, part of that was I probably spent too much time with the 12-volt experiments, but also is I really didn't know what to expect from 100 car batteries. So I mean, with most of my videos, I have a pretty good idea of what the end product is gonna look like. But with these, I really didn't know. I mean, I just had to like throw things to the wall to see what stuck, and this led to a lot of failed experiments. But at least a few of them were interesting.
a lot of them were interesting. Like, this was actually a very enjoyable video.
I tried microwaving the output of the batteries, hoping it would make a super hot plasma, but the most I could get was a pop. The voltage just isn't high enough for this kind of thing. I also tried
Okay, so now hear me out, chat. What if he combined the microwave and the 100 car batteries?
electrolysis, which did work in splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen. It just wasn't quite exciting enough. I was hoping for a violent boiling effect, but I'd need quite a bit more voltage to pull it off in a setup like this. My most disappointing failure was trying to crush a pipe via magnetic pinch. So back in the late 1800s, a lightning rod was mysteriously crushed inward by a lightning strike. And then in 1905, a couple scientists made the connection that it was crushed magnetically by the huge currents that passed through it.
Oh,
They
okay.
estimated that a current of 20,000 amps, along with some melting, is what did the pipe in. In order to replicate the effect, I rigged up some pipe with fuses to prevent the pipe from melting all the way through. With each trial, I made the fuse thicker and thicker, which allowed the pipe to heat more and more with each run. I was achieving currents of over 40,000 amps, and the fuses were detonating in these trials. Unfortunately, there was no pipe crushing, even when I let the pipe itself pop from the current. It turns out, it was the alternate explanation that was closer to being correct. A later analysis determined that the rod was actually hit by an unusually powerful superbolt of 150,000 amps, with no
that's
melting
crazy.
at all.
Since the pressure on the pipe is proportional to the square of the current going through it, that means I'm not even getting close to what's needed at 40 kiloamps. Now, if I had a few hundred more car batteries, well then yeah, I could pull it off. But for what that would cost, I'd rather build a more accurate lightning machine.
As a whole, the engineering for this project was deceivingly complicated. My channel has a history of circuits that operate much more complex than the schematic would lead you to believe, and this one takes the cake for that. I mean, it's basically the first circuit you had seen in Electronics 101 class, and just a battery, switch, and resistor. Now, of course, there's a lot more resistances in reality. The cables have a resistance, the switch has a resistance, there's contact resistance.
Resistance
Even the batteries
everywhere.
themselves have an internal
Resistance of arrest.
Now, none of this is easy to measure without just building the whole circuit and putting a huge amount of current through it. In the all-parallel arrangement, I couldn't get past 15,000 amps, and I was really disappointed by this. Where was the resistance coming from? The battery resistance is negligible here, and it's not the cables either. I'm using the thickest wire in the American wire gauge system, and I'm running 10 of those in parallel.
What the
Now,
fuck?
as a side note, there's no measurement that's more American than the American wire gauge.
The rule of thumb.
Anyway, the resistance was nearly all in the contact points, and rewiring the bank for 60 volts was able to overcome most of that. In this arrangement, the limiting factor is the battery internal resistance, which means that most of the circuit power is actually going into heating the batteries. I scoped the voltage across a bolt when zapping it, and it dropped to 6 volts. Yikes.
Yeah, that's
Now, the
not
hardest
great,
part
I
about
guess.
this project was actually coming up with a switch. So, I mean, you can't just buy a switch like this that can, disconnect these huge currents, at least for less than you'd pay for all these batteries. So, my original intention was to build a solid-state switch using, like, a huge array of MOSFETs. I realized that would probably have a really high chance of catastrophic failure. So, I
Dazen, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. And hi, Nikolai. How's it going?
sniped the members of my Discord server with the hopes that they would come up with a solution.
This was a unique challenge, But I got a lot of creative ideas ranging from MOSFETs to mechanical devices and even a cursed mercury switch. The Tesla coil master Greg Lay suggested something hydraulic, which gave me the idea to modify a log splitter. I bought a cheap log splitter and some monstrous copper plates, and then brought them to my friend Josh to weld them up. It was his idea to use the internal spring mechanism to switch it on, which significantly helped keep the switch resistance low when firing. As a side note, this is the same Josh in my early pyro experiment videos that predate my YouTube channel.
So yeah, thanks to Josh for building the switch. Thanks
Homie, keep them batteries to yourself. Don't throw them in the lake.
to all my Discord nerds for the engineering consult. And thanks to AnyDesk for both sponsoring this video and giving me the video idea in the first place.
Finally, I'd like to give an ode to the lead acid
Oh my
battery.
god.
These things are tough as nails, invented way back in 1859, making them the oldest rechargeable battery technology. They're also the most recycled consumer product in the US,
The fuck?
making them the most sustainable battery technology. To top it off, they're the preferred source of charge for electric eels, fulfilling a critical role in aquatic environments.
Y'all want to bet that, he said charging eels, dude. I can't.
Thanks for watching.
Hey, he went and got them all back out. Good dude.
This
All right. Thank you guys for watching. If you like content like this, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye, YouTube.